guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I was going to tidy up and I thought, no, I have got all these lovely bits of paper, digital paper on my table, so I thought I'd have a little play, as you do. Now, before, this is from making my shabby and vintage and shabby journal yesterday, finishing off. So I've got this pot here. I'm not going to put this away. I've got my papers here, so I'm going to make something. Now, to start with, I just folded up some like envelopes. So let's just see. So these are some of my papers. I don't really want to put them away. I thought I would just try and use them all up. Now this one, I thought I'd make envelopes. I'm going to try and make a sort of envelope journal, and then try and sort of like just embellish them just a little bit. So they're little ones that you can just pop little bits and pieces into. Now I have used on this one, I'm not going to sew it or anything. I want to do this as simple as possible, and I've got my lovely staplerless stapler, which I haven't used for ages, so I thought this would work really well. So I'm just stapling them together, but I have added a staple in here because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to use this to put little bits and pieces in. As I open it, I'm not sure how well these will stay together. I'm just going to quickly show you how this works. Let me just get a piece of scrap paper. Here's a piece of paper. Let's just show you. If you've never seen one before, they're fab. They're great for vellum, for popping, instead of stitching vellum or sticking vellum, these are great. So what you do, you just pop it, make sure it goes right in to the little groovy bit, and then push that down. And you've got, it makes like a little mark like that. And they're quite strong, do you know what I mean? It's quite strong, but if you're going to open and close something up, I would, you know, maybe pop a staple in the top, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to pop that in there like that, which is great, isn't it? So, you know, it's quite sturdy like that, but you pull it and it will undo. So all I'm going to do is take my stapler, I don't need to staple it, but pop a little staple at the top, just so when you're sort of like opening up a pocket, it will hold it in place. Okay, so that's my aim. So then you're only using one little staple. So I've just rounded the corners off. I'm not worried about this being white or anything like that. I'm not even going to sort of ink it, which is very unlike me. I just want to make a little, just to see if it'll work really. So let's just, see, that rounds off the corners. That looks really nice, doesn't it? So let's just go in here. You want to go right as far in as you can. Squeeze that down. Probably do 3 or so along the edge, if that will go in. Is that going to go in? There we go. Squeeze it in. And then I'll leave that. So I've done 4 along there. Push that in. Oh, why isn't it going in? Oh, make sure you've got your handle up, that's why. Okay. Okay, so if your handle's, I'm pushing it down, so it's actually trying to, it's not opening the little teethy bits up. So, right, that's 4 either side. So again, can you see it does open it up? Do you know what I mean? It does hold it. But I'm just going to put one little staple just in that top bit there, like that, just to be on the safe side. And then we know these bits are going to stay together because you're not sort of like putting any sort of force on there, if you know what I mean. Okay, so that's 2. Let's just open this one. Let's just round the corners like that. Pop this on. Not quite sure how many little envelopes I'm going to get out of this, or how sort of thick I can sort of like make the little journal. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to be doing yet, so let's just go for it. Just mix something up. But yes, I was going to tidy up and you know what it's like. You see all these lovely bits on the table and you want to have a little play, don't you? If you're like me. So I've still got lots and lots. So what's this one? Right, this is the biggest one. So let's just go with that. So we sort of measure like this. Pop that down. I think I will close this off with my little Velcro little sticky things. I'll show you in a minute. Let's just round the corners like this. So that's one. I'm going to do them all together, I think. What we got here? What we got here? I think these are going to be a bit too small to... If I do smaller ones, then they're only going to be held in. I'm going to punch some holes through this, I think. Let's see, what can I do with 2 pieces of paper? Let's just fold this down like that. That can, I suppose I can make like a little envelope, couldn't I? What do you think? Is that going to be too small now? What we got here? Could have done with that being a little bit, oh, I don't know, I could stick it, couldn't I? That's what I'll do. Look, I've got all this everywhere. Let me put this out of the way so you can see what I'm actually doing. Let's pop that on here. What was I going to do? I'm going to fold that over a little bit more. Like that. That makes a nice little top bit anyway, doesn't it? So, if I glue that to there, will that work? That will work as an envelope, won't it? And I'm going to have to glue this piece down, I think. That's the only way it's going to go. Yes, let's use a little bit of glue along here. There we go. I wanted to try and do this without sewing. So I know lots of you don't have sewing machines. Well, not lots of you, but you don't have a sewing machine, or you don't like to sew on paper. So trying to do it without that. There we go, and then we got that, so we've got an envelope. Fabulous. I suppose you could probably stick a little bit of tape down there as well, but I'll leave that. Let's pop the lid on like that. Let's staple this down like that. This is such a fun little tool. I remember buying this a couple of years ago now, I think, and only now and again I remember it, so I've actually popped it on my little shelfy bit above my table just in front of me here, because like I've said before, I'm quite a visual person, so if I don't see it I forget that it's there. So having all these things out on view does really help, doesn't it? So there we go, that's a nice little envelope. Perfect, so that can go with that one. So that's the right size, isn't it? So that's 4. Here's one with a little, what should we have? I think we'll have this on the outside because that's quite, is that the right size? It sort of goes with the colours that we're using, doesn't it? So basically we're just making envelopes out of scraps of paper, and then we shall decorate them. Okay, let's just, how many should we do? What do you think? How big is this one? A bit bigger. I just love these papers as well. So it's sort of vintagey, isn't it? Nice vintagey one. That's about the same. What's that little one? It's a bit small, I think. Let's take this one, maybe off. Let's just tear a couple in half. I won't use that. I think that might be just a bit small. Little corners. Didn't do the corners on this one, did I? Let's do that. Oh, and I didn't do the corners on this one either. Okay. I think that will do. So that's 3, 4, 5. I got 7. 7 little envelopes. That's perfect, isn't it? Okay, let's just clip them up like that. Yeah, so if you've got one of these, remember to have that open, bright open, and then they will fit onto your paper better. A little bit of a staple there. This one. I'm not 100% sure whether what I'm gonna actually hold these together with. I was thinking of making holes in them. Now I don't have any sort of like those little binder clips. I've only got some odd ones, little round ones. You know what I mean? I'll show you in a minute. I've got some, but they don't close up properly. Just they're sort of loose ones, so I don't really want to use those. So I might try. I've done all the rest. I might try binding it. No, we're not binding it. We're sort of binding it with a little bit of seam binding bows. We shall see. We'll see what works. It's good to try anyway, isn't it? There we go. I'm supposed to be tidying my room. I'm supposed to be, like a good girl, tidying my craft room, because I'm not sure how many videos I can get done this week, because we have a bit of a leak in the roof in the corner, and it's coming into my craft room and making my wall a little bit sort of like, you know, mouldy in the corner, and I don't like that. So this week they're coming in to have a look at the roof, hopefully fix that. And it's right obviously above my craft room in the corner, so I don't know how noisy it's going to be or how much work I'm going to get done this week. So there may not be as many videos, and I'm not going to be able to do, I'm going to give the Friday freebie a miss this week as well, because I'm not sure with that either, whether I'm going to have time to do that. So we shall see. Right, I'm going to pop those. I think that one's just slightly bigger, so we'll pop that one at the back and pop these one. I'm going to pop the 3 big ones in the back like that, and then we'll have this one on there like that. We'll have our long one and then our 2 little ones. So what do you reckon? Like that. Right, let's pull this one forward. That's not quite, got to be sort of lined up, because I want to put holes in them, so these have to be in the right place, don't they? Let's put that one like that. I need some of my little clips, I think. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to decorate them afterwards. Let me just get a little clip there, just to hold that in place. Where's all my clips gone? There's one. Okay, let's see. Let's clip it right at the very bottom there. That one can stay. I've got a whole load of clips and they're not to hand, are they? Right, that's how it's going to be. Once I've tied it together, I can decorate these, or should I decorate them first? I think I might just make the holes just to see if this is going to work. I've got my, oh, I've got another one there. Oh, that'll do. That's fine. Okay, well, let's go through them all, do you think? So I'm going to do the middle one first, I think, because we've got two smaller ones in there. I don't want it right in there. That's roughly the middle. Do you think that's roughly the middle? Well, it is now. One there. What should we do? One there. It's going to hold those, I think, and then we'll go. Let's go in about there. There we go. Oh, okay. So we've got 3 holes in. Well, probably would be easier if I found something to tie it with first, wouldn't it? Okay. Oh, seam binding. Pink seam binding. Is that it? A little bit of purple. A little bit of ribbon. What do you think's going to be best? Another bit of seam. Well, it's going to have to be seam binding because that's all I've got. I only want to use things that are in this box. Oh, I've actually got string. What do you think? A bit of string? I'm actually going to try some seam binding. Which have I got the most of? This one. Or should I use this one? Oh, I'm going to use this one. This is a nice coffee stained one. So, my thoughts. Pop that through. Tie a little. I'm going to just tie. Should I do a bow or a knot? I don't want to do it too tight, do I? Because I want them to be able to open up. I'm going to just cut that off. Put this through there. If I can. Pull that through the hole. I suppose when you're doing this you could make as many holes as you like, couldn't you, in there? If you're just going to tie like a little bow on there. Let's see. I hope this works. And it's not sort of too tight. I suppose I could always loosen it up, couldn't I? Okay. Let's just tie it in a single knot first. Okay, so they're going to have to be a little bit looser than that, aren't they? So this opens up. Oh, that's lovely. That's what I wanted. Perfect. And then we've got the little envelopes on each one. So that's about the right, isn't it? So we could probably, what do you reckon? A little bit looser? I think that's okay, actually. I'm going to just do another little knot, but not too tight. Now, if it's too tight, I can always cut this off. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. We can pop another little bit of seam binding on there. Not as if we're sewing it on or anything like that, but I quite like the little knots on there. There we go. And then we've got this. Oh, I love it. There we go. Perfect. And then I'm going to decorate these. First of all, I'm going to get my little Velcro thingy-majiggies and stick that on each one. So we've got like a little closure. All these little bits that I'm using, I'm sure you can probably get from your local craft shop, but I do have links in my Amazon storefront. But if you can get them any cheaper or anything like that, is that gonna, I would get them when you see them, because these things come in so handy. There we go. And they're really tiny as well. They're really nice size. Shall I, what do you reckon? Do you think I can measure that? It's probably about 1, 2, 3, just under ½ an inch, which is about 1 centimetre. So, which is a really nice size actually. I can take that off. So they're a really good size. Stick. So it doesn't matter if you've only got like a little bit on here, you know. Do I think I need 2? Not really, do I? I don't think so. I'm just going to put 1 on there. Put that on. There we go. I think it's quite nice to just use the bits that you have on your desk to try and make something as well. Then you're not trying to find things, if you know what I mean. You're limited to what you've got. Oops. Okay, 1 more. One more on there, and then that's our little closure. Perfect. How lovely is that? Do you think we need something to tie around it? What do you think? I don't know. Let's decorate the pockets now, shall we? Let's put my little clips up there. Love it. Right. Let's go through this. I'm just going to take random bits and pop them on to make them look pretty. What have we got in here? Let's take all of these bits. Just a pretty sort of eclectic one, because look, I've got all these bits in here. Oh look, we've even got some of our lovely shiny in there. A little bit of purple, little, oh look, we've even got a little bit of rose trim. Gosh, my string, let's just wind that up. I don't know why I've got string in there. A little bit of purple, a little bit of these. Good way to use up, isn't it, as well, your scraps. Now, I've collected scraps for a huge amount of time. Huge, huge, huge. That's why I have so many. But it does take time. If you're new, it does take time to collect. So, everything you see, just, you know, little bits of scrap. Ask your friends and family and all sorts for little bits and pieces. That's quite nice. And that's how you build it all up. And don't forget, go to your thrift stores as well, because it's, and don't forget to look at sort of like little kiddies clothes, because some of the fabric in those is just beautiful and it's really, really soft. I remember getting a really pretty little dress, little kiddies dress, and it was so lovely. Let's take some of that. Really, really soft. Let's just cut some of these little bits up. Got a piece of that. Let's go in with this. So this is one that I keep using for ages. I did say to you about this the other day. This is one that I got in the UK. It was a top and it had all these different fabrics on it. I think somebody thought I was a bit crazy buying it, but they didn't know what I was going to use it for. It had all these lovely bits on here. Should we have a little bit of shiny? Let's just cut these off. Cut them off and stick them on. That's what we shall do. Let's just take a nice little bit of shiny fabric. Now this has got little sequins on, so when I cut this, look, they just sort of like sprinkle everywhere. Okay, little bits, nice and shiny. I've got my glue gun. What shall we do? Let's just make something for the front bit. I'm only going to decorate just the little flaps, little envelope flaps like that. A little bit of, let's take my smaller scissors now. Just take these, look. Just add a little bit. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. Take my glue gun. Oops, don't need that bit. Let's just pop that down. Stick these on. And glue gun, as we know, is really quick, isn't it? It's nice, easy, but be careful of your fingers. Let's just pop that on like that, and then a little bit of shiny on there. I'm going to go this way, I think. And then I wonder if I've got, because this is going to be the front, I wonder if I've got one of my little, look, I've got all my things on here. Do I have a little, I don't know whether I've got a little bow, or maybe it's in this one. Have I got a little bow? I've got a little brown one, or I've got a little blue one. Oh, green, another brown. I don't really have any pinky ones. What do you think? Actually, I quite like the blue on there. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Shall we add that one? Oops. Just take the end of that, squash that in there. Maybe I'll pop a little gem or something in there in a minute. Love it. That's the first one. So that opens up. Then we've got a little pocket in there to pop little receipts or anything in. This can just sit on your table. Pop little receipts in, which is probably actually quite a good idea. I might use this for mine. Oh, that will look quite nice on there, won't it? Because we can see that. That's quite nice. Maybe I'll pop that on there. Shall we do this one? Let's do this one first. Let's pop this down. Oops. There's glue everywhere. Quite like it, actually. Sort of sticking out the side. Like that. It's quite nice, isn't it? Can go on there. I think I got glue under this one. I don't want to stick these together. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What should we have? Nice bit of shiny on there. Just a random stick, isn't it? Again, you can, if you do so, you can sew all these together just like we had on the little snippet pockets. Let's put this down. So these are lovely little silicone thingy-majiggedy. I think you use a lot of these as well in resin work. What do you think? Should we pop a little? Don't really want too much of this. A little bit of pink. Let's pop a little bit of pink. Just in between. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, so let's just do this one. What should we pop on here? This is the bit we're going to see. Actually, I'll turn this round like that. That's quite nice, isn't it? Okay, it's going to stick. Let's just stick it down. Okay, lovely. What was the other piece? There it is. Let's put that here. So yes, I'm not quite sure what sort of week I'm going to have. Whether it's going to be non-crafty or they're going to be quick to fix the roof. Let's hope they're going to be quick, because I don't like staying out of my craft room for very long. Because I think when I'm not in my craft room, I think of all these things that I could do. And sometimes when I am in here, I wonder what on earth I am going to be making. So it's quite bizarre, isn't it? Have all these ideas and come and sit at your desk, and then it's like, oh, what was I going to do? I don't know whether you guys are, think like that, but I certainly do. 2, 4, should we just put 5 or should we put 7? Let's put 7 of these on here. Just like that. Oh, love it. Let's pop it on here. Oops. Let's just go. Well, I hope you guys have had a lovely weekend, or having a lovely weekend. We're just trying to organise, because we're going to Spain at the end of the month. So I'm just trying to sort of organise a few little bits and pieces for going away. Get things a little bit more organised. Okay, now these bits you don't see as much, but I think on this one I could probably have it coming out a bit more. Well, I'm going to, let's just stick some lace. I'm going to do this, I think, so I can see a little bit better. Just need it on the outside. Shall we wrinkle that up? Go. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so I can't wait. I can't wait to go to Spain to see my daughter and my beautiful grandchildren. So looking forward to it. But little Sophia, who's 2, she speaks more Spanish than she does English, because she goes to nursery, Spanish nursery. So I need to sort of like improve on my Spanish a little bit more, don't I? She does speak English, but you know, most of the time, because she's obviously at school, at nursery school, and she's spoke to in Spanish all the time. Her Spanish is amazing for a 2-year-old. So is Olivia. They're both fluent. She's fluent. For 5. She's going to be 5. That's why we're going. It's her birthday, so we have to be there for her birthday, don't we? And it's a nice excuse. So go on a little road trip, which is fun. There we go. Love it. What do you think? That goes round like that. I know you can't really see that one much, but look at that. I just think they're lovely. This one we will be able to, so let's just stick this one like that. We can have Actually, I might do that because I need to see. I don't want to stick it out too much, do we? Let's pop this one. I want it to come out. So if I stick it like that, that looks nice, doesn't it? What else can we have? These little bits. Oh my gosh, I got glue gun stuck to my fingers as always. Oh, let me just stick it. Scrunch it up a little bit. A bit of this. Let's cut it long ways, I think. There we go. Stick this just a little bit over. Wrinkle it up a little bit. This piece then can go there. So let's make sure we have enough glue on there for this. Okay, look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? I'm loving this. Actually, you could probably pop a little tab or something on there. I reckon. Do they stick out? Maybe I would have done these a little bit bigger. This one bigger, so that they sort of like come down a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? So you can see them, so they layer a little bit better. But I'm still loving it. Stick a little bit of glue on there. Okay, that's that one, that one. Need a bit more on this one, don't we? Oh, let's have a little bit of bling. And we've got bling there. Can I actually have it on a little flower bit? Just here. Okay. Sure it's not gone through. I want to stick everything together. That's nice. I think I still need something on there. Let's stick. That's too much the same. I must have something else. Oh, look at this. This is a nice bit of bling, isn't it? Let's chop this up. Oh, I said this before, I've got a box of bits of fabric and all sorts. Maybe I will do, if I can fit it in this week, I might just have a little rummage through it. Maybe I'll video it while I go through the box and try and sort it out. See what things I've actually got in there. What do you think? Do you want to have a rummage through there with me? Have a little sort out? Might have to do that. Instead of actually thinking of a video and not being able to come in here and make anything. If I'm going to be busy this week, maybe I will do that instead. Just have a little rummage and a quick bit of a sort out. I think that might be a good idea. There we go. Just randoms. Oh my gosh, I've stuck it to the bottom. Oh, there we go. Phew. That's because that was hanging over. Okay, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Just some lovely, lovely envelopes. Now, what I think I need to do with this is just have something a little bit bigger that hangs off. What do you think? I've got this, which I could probably cut down, couldn't I? Let's just cut that down. Cut this piece. Should we go like that? this on the bottom piece, I think, so it sticks out, and then we can see that better, can't we? Yes, I think that's what we'll do. Let's just do that. Stick that on. Perfect. Stick that down. Lovely. Not very straight, but that's okay. What should we stick on this one? I do actually have some white. Will that fit? That end bit will, won't it? Just, I think. Stick that just so it comes in just a little bit. There we go. What's that like? Lovely, that's better. That's better, isn't it? Now we can actually see. So I think if I did it again, I will make the envelope. So if you're going to do it, make the envelopes a little bit smaller as they go in. I think that would be a little bit better. But I just love it. I think that's great. Right, we need to add a little bit more because that's a bit scruffy on there, isn't it? Should we have a little bit of this? What do you think? I'm not quite sure. A little bit of brown. Just chop this off. Chop that a little bit off. Uncle it up a little bit. Go. Perfect. A little bit of bling. Little bits of cotton everywhere. How lovely. I'm going to put all of this little piece on there. Like that. Stick that down. Okay, let's use up some of these. Let's get rid of some of this. Let's pop this on here. Perfect. Look at that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then our last little pocket. What have we got on here? Oh gosh, glue everywhere. We've got the creamy lace. Should we add just a little bit of the white lace? Let's chop that off. Maybe I'll pop a little bit of colour underneath. Let's just put that on here. Gosh, if you use a glue gun, get yourself one of these. They're fabulous. Nice and scruffy. That's too big. Need something on there though, don't we? Let's just... Oh, we could put something like this there. No, I think I need this little green flower. There we go. Oh, green and purple looks nice, doesn't it? Put that on there. I'm going to use that end. Squash that in. think I'll get a little, I've got my little flat back pearls that would look quite nice in that. I need something up here now. Must have something else. I need something a little bit pinky. We need a little bit of pinky purple, don't we? Could do with some flowers on there. Not quite sure. Shall we open it up? Let's just pop that there. You don't need any skill to do this sort of thing because it's just sticking it on, and if you stick it on it looks fab. It really, really does. Oh, maybe I'll pop a little bow. Shall we have a little bow? Let's have this pink one. Shall I make a little bow to go on there? It needs something, doesn't it? There we go. Perfect. Snip that off. Ruffle it up a little bit. There we go. Oh, how perfect. How perfect. Oops. Right. Now, I am absolutely loving this. Look at these. Just perfect. Little pockets, little decorated pockets, a little bit of Velcro. See, didn't need to cover in that inside bit. So if you don't print on the inside of yours, it doesn't matter, because look, it looks lovely. I just love it. It's fabulous. Now, I think, did I have some, I've got my little pearls on here somewhere. I've got some little bit more bows in there. Let's take a couple of these. Pop a little bit of, just a spot of glue in there. Pop one. There we go. That's lovely, isn't it? Let's pop it in the middle of one of these as well. Turn them up the right way. Let's pop a little bit of, gosh, I've got glue gun pieces everywhere. Oops, that's my phone. Look at that. Doesn't that look lovely now? Make sure that's dry. Shall we pop? Could do with popping a little bit. A few little pearls down there, couldn't we? I think. If I can turn them up the right way. Just 3. They're going to be up. I need my little pokey thing, don't I, to do these. There we go. Push them together. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Should we pop a couple on here? Let's tip them out. Oh my gosh, my little cobwebby bits. These are. Let's pop a couple. Just pop a blob of glue on there. I'm just going to pop 3 together. Like that. Like a little bunch on there. Perfect. Just hidden in there. Make sure my glue doesn't stick to everything. Should we pop a couple on this one? Up there. Let's just pop a few on here, shall we? Let's get the ones that... There we go. We just add little bits here and there. I think look really pretty. Look at that. Fabulous. There's no ink on there. I've used a little bit of glue. What did I use the glue for? Oh, I used the glue, didn't I, to make this envelope. Just to glue this bit on there, which I am loving. So, what do you think? Oh my gosh, my glue everywhere. That is fab. So all I'm going to do, that's it, it's just tied little knots. So again, if you don't have seam binding, use ribbon or a little bit of string, a little bit of twine on there. Just beautiful. And I don't think at the moment it needs tying together, because I suppose you could, I've got that over there now, I suppose you could attach a bit of ribbon to there and to there and tie it, couldn't you? Instead of going all the way around the outside. But at the moment I think it looks lovely like that. So we've got 7 little pockets to pop little bits and pieces in. This is a nice one to send as happy mail as well, isn't it? But I am loving it. So there we go, guys, little project from the bits that are on my desk, from leftovers from making our Vintage and Shabby Journal. So that was great fun. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.